Have you ever noticed that when you first get up, your joints feel stiff, but once you've been moving around for a little while, they seem to loosen up? A lot of people assume that's just part of getting older, but there's actually a biological reason for it. And understanding what's happening inside the joint can help explain why gentle movement is often one of the best things we can do for our bodies. One way to support that natural process is through a technique called synovial pumping. Okay, so today we're going to demonstrate synovial pumping. This is going to restore and help heal and balance the pressures of the synovial fluid in the synovial capsule of the synovial joints. Really, it's every joint where the bones articulate, the toes, the ankle, the knee, the hip, and it could help further up on into the back as well. But we can do other synovial pumping even with the arms at a later time. So for today, what we're going to do is synovial pumping for the lower extremity. And it's quite simple. Anybody can do it. Anybody, a friend, a neighbor, a partner, anybody can do it. But there are some basic principles that should be respected when doing it that are fundamental to massage therapy that wouldn't be commonly understood. So those principles have to be explained first. So the principles are we're not going to push or pull. Generally speaking, don't ever push or pull on a client. It's actually not therapeutic to push or pull on somebody. When you push or pull on somebody using, say, your arms, I'm pushing, I'm pulling, I'm pushing, I'm pulling, that is applying chaos. That is introducing a chaotic environment that their nervous system cannot anticipate. And in doing so, that also is something that your nervous system can't have a feedback loop with theirs. So there's a healing, humans are made, created to heal each other. That's a sort of an old understanding that goes back to traditional Chinese medicine, Asian healing in general, Asian massage, shiatsu, Japanese, Thai, whether we talk about reflexology or acupressure or the meridians of shiatsu and the also used in acupuncture even. But so when we talk about the feedback loop for the nervous system to co-regulate, that means that we need to have something that's able to be received as safe and stable. So this is very unlike what you might see in some of the horrific videos on the internet for typical massage or even physical therapy, or even you see a lot in chiropractic demonstrations. And nothing against any of these other practices and scopes. It's just that there are a lot of scary things being done out in the world that, quite frankly, in my professional opinion, shouldn't be done. And according to our training that we received at Bancroft School of Massage Therapy, the original massage school in Massachusetts, founded in 1950, we are taught to respect somatic movement, which is a weight transfer. So I'm not going to push, I'm not going to pull. And this is with any technique. It's not really about technique other than understanding these fundamental principles, which are the values of human to human healing. So I'm not going to force something on the body. I'm going to work with the body, not against the body. So I'm not going to stretch something and chase sensation. I'm not going to try to see how far it can go and try to make it go further. I'm not going to look for a pulling feeling. That's not a sign of progress, and that's not a therapeutic approach. So we're not here to chase sensation. We are here to provide a feedback loop of co-regulation to support the body's natural healing process. So I, as a massage therapist, am not really here to fix a problem. I'm not really here to perform, XYZ techniques for said problem, and then I've fixed a problem. No, what I'm here to do is to support the client's body in its natural biological, neurological healing process. All I'm doing is serving as a catalyst to support what the nervous system will interpret as safe and stable. Our nervous system is always going to seek out and only trust what it regards as safe and stable. So to do that, it has to feel that I'm moving with it, not against it, and that I'm not manipulating it. I'm rather working in the same terms and conditions, the same circumstances that it is. So I'm not moving my arms. I'm not using the muscles of my hands and arms or shoulders. I'm actually rhythmically moving from my core, from my abdomen. And even better, I may not need to move my abdomen. I might just rhythmically rock on my knees. I'm kneeling on the floor right now because the client is in a recliner, so that's the correct height. Luckily, the floor is carpeted, so it's comfy on my knees. Okay, so what we want to do is I'm just going to rock. I'm not going to force anything. We want to always see with any joint where the client's range of motion wants to go. This is important stuff. Where it wants to go currently, where it's willing to go comfortably, and then gently, gradually coax it with rhythmic, subtle movement to see where it might be able to go comfortably before it would potentially start to guard or tense up and resist. So we're never going to force it. We're never going to do anything sudden or manipulative that would take it where it's not already willing to go. But we will work with it in a way that it's able to anticipate with this rhythmic rocking subtly. And then we may slightly vary it just to give it a little opportunity to see if that feels safe and stable. At that point, the muscles crossing each joint, whether we're talking toes and fingers, ankles and wrists, or elbows and knees, whatever joint we're describing, the muscles are crossing over that joint. When the muscles tense up on both sides of the joint, they slam those bones in together, compressing them, dehydrating the cartilage between them, causing bone on bone, which is sort of the issue at hand. So we want to create a little elongation, which is going to allow some healthy space that would have naturally been there between in that joint, which is then going to enable the serous membrane that surrounds every bone and organ that goes right into the synovial membrane, same layer, to help serous fluid support the production of synovial fluid that is going to hydrate that joint. Keep in mind, cartilage is a spongy material that is 80% water slash synovial fluid. So if it gets smashed, compressed due to muscle tension across any joint, it's going to dehydrate and then it's going to wear down and grind away at itself, then get irritated, inflamed, swollen, and degraded. So, what do we want to do? We want to support healthy, natural healing by hydrating subtle rhythmic elongation so that the joint is no longer a flat, compressed tire. Imagine a flat tire on the road. The rim is on the road getting ruined. All you have to do is add air, and now you're coasting. So in this case, we're going to add some synovial fluid by supporting that natural process. So with all that understood, I'm going to remove the shoes. So remember, we're not going to be pushing or pulling. We're going to be rocking subtly. The client's body is going to really be in charge here. We're not going to force it to do anything it doesn't want to do. I might only move an inch, maybe less. It depends how far it's willing to go. So I'm going to do 1 foot at a time. I'm going to do at least 16 per side. And you can do this many times a day, but do at least 16 on any given go. And do both feet. Don't do both extremities. Don't do just one. You want to even things out. Because remember, we're treating the hips, the knees, the ankles, the feet, and maybe even the back all in one go. So this is a very healing thing to do that you can do for anybody. Even if they've had a knee replacement, you can do this because you're going to be gentle and rhythmic. You're not going to push or pull. And if they've had a knee replacement, especially recently, don't twist, don't apply torque. That's something that you might work up to eventually, but certainly not until the pain is gone. We're not going to do anything until there's no pain. Pain is a warning signal of the body telling you what it doesn't want. So we're looking to eliminate pain before we try new things. And if there's scar tissue in there resulting in lack of movement, that scar tissue is actually supporting the surrounding area. Scar tissue is just tissue that lacks elastin, more or less. So collagen with the absence of elastin means that there's more friction because collagen is like think of it sticky like glue. So when you have different layers that are normally gliding, but then you have a lot of collagen, they can get somewhat fused together and they can have a lot of friction and then get irritation. Here's the catch. Nerves run in between and along these layers of fascia, the collagen and elastin. So when the nerves are running with them, but the layers aren't gliding the way they should be, that can injure a nerve. So if we force something to stretch, you can severely injure a nerve. And nerves take a long time to heal, depending how bad you injure it, especially. So we're never going to force something to do what doesn't feel good. We're looking to expand the range of what can feel good and remind the area that their good feelings are possible. So we would never want pain. We want to avoid pain and reduce the number of things that hurt. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to support from the outside. So my thumb is along the lateral portion here. My fingers are on the inner ankle, but I'm going to be careful not to dig into the tarsal tunnel. We have the malleoli bones on both sides, and in between there is this tunnel. So we're not going to dig in there with our fingers. So we're going to have the thumb here, and then we're going to have the fingers on the inner side, but not digging in. So we're going to have kind of a relaxed fingers, but we're really cupping the back of the heel to support. So that way, when I lean back, it provides elongation not just for the knee and hip, but even for the ankle and foot at the heel. So we're helping all three major joints. So and then I'm going to take my other hand, my inside hand, and I'm going to be on the top of the foot. And if you want, you can add a thumb under the arch of the foot to give even more support, but be careful not to manipulate the foot. So I tend to say just a cupped hand on top of the foot so that way we're not accidentally pulling the foot. But if you have the discipline to not apply pressure, you can rest the thumb on the underside of the foot to help it feel more supported. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is direct the client to breathe fully, deliberately, calmly at your own pace. Don't match mine. I'll match yours. As she exhales, I lean back. As she inhales, I let it go forward. And I just work to match her pace. Okay, that completes the demo of the synovial pumping treatment. Synovial pumping is just one example of how gentle, thoughtful movement can help support healthy joint function and overall comfort. If you'd like to learn more about our approach to therapeutic bodywork, massage therapy, and assisted stretching, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website, seniortouchmp.com, or contact us to schedule a session. Thank you for watching.